Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, let's roll. I'm going to begin with the Boulder shooter, whose name is Ahmad Alissa, pronounced the best I can. I'm not going to give you any of the facts because you obviously can tune in elsewhere to get you your basic facts. You tune in to get my opinion. Every time one of these shootings happen, and again, they're now trying to say, oh, the shootings were down during COVID. No, they weren't. The Trump years didn't see very many shootings at all like this, his entire administration. Think about that. The shootings are back. But every time there's a shooting, every one of us, let's admit it, every single one of us, the first thing we want to think is, okay, who was it? Who was it? And you know what? The guy that shot those people in that grocery store was a Syrian-born, Islamic, Muslim faith, hated Trump, and had a little bit of a record. And once more, the feds knew him. He was on the radar. Our FBI sucks. Go back and every time one of these things happen, we find out that the FBI knew about these guys, knew about them. They don't stop any of it, but they're looking at them. They're watching them. It just goes on and on and on. But I want to move on to what I want to talk about is the gun control issue. Nobody, and this is sick, nobody was happier than Joe Biden to see this shooting because he thinks it's going to take the border off the front page for a day or two. It might take it off the front page, Joe, but you know what? Page 2, there sits the border until it goes back on page 1. But he immediately comes out and plays the game of gun control. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I wanted Roger to put up on the screen here the American Communist 10, I call them. And I am going to go over this with you real quick on this issue. The media. Boy, they love themselves a good gun control issue, don't they? Social media. Two lines of fire there, ours and theirs. Big tech. Boy, they like a good gun control issue. The Democratic Party. Hollywood. Think about that. How much money Hollywood makes with all of their wham-bam shooting ups, and then they come out, well, we need some more gun control. Well, okay, Hollywood, don't ever produce another movie involving a gun. Try doing that. Academia, corporate America, professional sports, music industry, really? The black music industry? Government swamps. They all just jump in with both feet every time there's one of these issues. Now, you and I both know that, number one, that shooting had absolutely nothing to do with gun control. You have to be some kind of a stupid moron, to quote Stork, to think that gun laws are going to keep guns out of the hands of anybody who wants to go shoot somebody. We all need guns in the good guys' hands as much as possible. Why do you think there's been an uptick in gun purchases? There's a big uptick in gun purchases of first-time gun buyers over the course of the last year. Why? Look what was going on in this country. People are scared. Good people are buying guns, not bad people. Bad people already have guns. And then there's that little stinky little thing that Patrick Henry helped give us called the Second Amendment. We have a right to protect ourselves. And they always go after the AR-15. By the way, how about the hypocrisy of everybody in the Communist 10 are protected? You don't think the Democratic Party top officials, Hollywood big stars, big corporate America folks, professional athletes, the music industry, they got bodyguards armed with guns. And guess what? The Secret Service that guards Biden, automatic rifles. Now, all of them say, well, you know, the average citizen doesn't need an AR-15. Folks, it was proven in this past year why the AR-15 is a good option for a law-abiding citizen. If a mob is coming for your business, if a mob is coming for your house, sorry, folks, an AR-15 is your best option. An automatic or semi-automatic weapon is your best option. It's just that simple. The mobs proved the need for an AR-15 in the hands of the public citizenry. It's that simple. It's that simple. They want to divert the attention of the border problem by saying we need more gun control. And the hypocrisy knows no bounds. How about Barack Obama? Barack Obama, the three words that he used were, these shootings are caused by the disaffected, racism, and misogyny. Are you kidding me? You think that 21-year-old Ahmad Alyssa who went and shot up that place suffered from disaffection, racism, misogyny? It's a joke. How many people do you know that are down and out and they don't go shoot up people? Right? It's unbelievable. This guy isn't a racist. He's a terrorist. Border situation. The border situation with these photos, and we'll post one of the photos that were leaked out. It's incredible. And I read a story last night for preparing for the show where they have like in a cell where they're supposed to only have like 20 people, like a 20 by 40 cell, 80 people filled with puke, vomit, pee, poop. They say it's just disgusting. Some of these conditions are off the charts. What did old Obama say? Come on in. Come on in. Mexican president. The Mexican president spoke and he said, hey, Joe Biden gave expectations. He sure did, didn't he? He gave expectations. And now he has to fly some people down there to talk to him? Joe Biden doesn't know what the hell he's doing except the game plan directed by Susan Rice and Barack Obama to go back to the destruction of America plan. Why they live in Hawaii. I love that one meme, by the way, that had Obama walking away from an explosion saying my work is done here. That's exactly what's going on. The black Hispanic voters, very interesting. There's a poll that shows that the majority of black and Hispanic voters still believe that there should be voter ID. Good for you folks. Just proving that maybe the average black and Hispanic American is a good person, and it's only those crazy radicals that try to control them that maybe aren't the best citizens. Duckworth and Hirano, these two senators, have saying they're not going to back any more of these appointments unless Biden starts putting forth some more Asians. I mean, see, this is what leads to more racism, that kind of behavior. You ever notice that the Irish Catholics or the Jews and all these other groups that have been discriminated against in the past, they don't do that type of thing? It's kind of funny. Vetted. This is something. I got it from a meme. I admit I saw this in a meme and I'm thinking, man, that's right. Look at how much time was spent by our federal government vetting American citizens who are playing weekend soldiers, National Guard in Washington, D.C., compared to how much they vet illegal aliens coming in this country. And they set up a wire fence around the Capitol. Nobody can get in the Capitol, but they let people just come into this country. The hypocrisy, these very simple examples reveal it all. Corporate tax hike. Good old Joe Biden is going to go up the corporate tax hike. And remember, Psaki says, oh, they won't increase prices. Let me give you a great example. Do you remember that big $1 billion settlement with the tobacco industry over cigarettes and all the lies, nicotine, cancer? Do you know what the cigarette companies did? They increased their prices and the customer paid for that settlement. That's what happened. Great example. How about this? Bernie Sanders. Good for Bernie. You know, every once in a while, somebody you generally don't agree with says something you agree with. Bill Maher, for example. You know what? Sanders has come out and said he thinks the Twitter ban of Trump is bad because who's going to get it next? You know, that's a genuine statement from a good socialist. You're right, Bernie. Who will be next? It's true. How about this? Fully vaccinated people, they've now come out and announced that if you're fully vaccinated, you can interact with one person from your family. The lies, the moving the goalpost. It never ends, does it? Harry, good old Prince Harry, is called the Chief Impact Officer of this company. A Chief Impact Officer? Harry? Can you imagine having to take some words of encouragement or guidance on anything from Prince Harry? Chief Impact. I guess, you know what, Bulldog Media, Roger, I'm going to hire a Chief Impact Officer and see what the hell he can do to get you guys in line. Chief Impact Officer. Apply online. Nebraska kindergartners apparently are going to be taught gender identity. That's all I got to say. Harris and Bill Clinton, they're going to sit down for apparently an interview about empowering women and young girls. These people are like disconnected from reality. Kamala Harris is going to sit down with Bill Clinton to talk about empowering women. I used to talk to Epstein about this. We'd empower them and then we'd take them. Joe Biden came to Ohio yesterday, and I think a dozen people showed up. Folks, you can talk all you want, say all you want about the election, but something really weird happened on Election Day and the weeks after. It's just too weird. Nobody in this country has any enthusiasm at all for Joe Biden. That doesn't add up at all to his win. Doesn't. Just doesn't add up. United States Postal Service. You ready for this? 5 days. First, best delivery. They think 5 days. So if you mail a letter, 5 days. First class mail. That's going to be their delivery time. It is the end. If they do that, it's the end of the Postal Service. Why, between fax, between email, hand delivery, and then your overnight options through FedEx, UPS, so forth. The mails, I don't know about you, but when I check my mail now, most of the mail is just a few pieces of junk mail. I mean, it's dying. Won't be around for long. Bill Gates has got a plan that can do climate control by putting up what he calls chalk. It's an acronym. Into the atmosphere to block some things from the stratosphere, yada, yada, yada. I'm telling you right now, Bill Gates is a runaway mad scientist who gets scary. Can you imagine if we started trying to mess around with that on that scale? Bill Gates wants to. Children's Hospital in Cincinnati has a job opening for Director of Public Relations. I just want everybody to know that I think I'm going to apply for that position. Director of Public Relations for Cincinnati Children's. Wouldn't that be funny for me to send me a resume? I think I need to do that. Last but not least, I just want to say this. During the Barack Obama years, I said we were going off a cliff. America was going off a cliff. And if Hillary was elected, off the cliff would be completed. Well, I've now coined a new phrase. With Joe Biden, we're going into the abyss under the cliff. In other words, we're going off the cliff and then into the abyss with Joe Biden. I mean, I cannot believe what's going on in this country. And if you think everything's going to continue like it's not happening, you watch. His regulatory tax policies, trade policies, environmental policies, the way it's going to affect the street. It's already affecting with gas prices. Folks, the old stock market, I mean, the day's going to come, there's going to be some serious economic calamity in this country. Good job, Joe. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great Wednesday.